Hello everyone, and welcome to the Back Garden Yard channel. Today we're back in the greenhouse for part 2 of how to make dozens of tomato slips from just one slip. And today we're going to go ahead and take a look at what we have done before. I'm going to link that video, part 1, at the end of this video, but right now let's look and see how it has grown out. And so what you can see is that this sweet potato that was just one slip has now got many different growing ends coming up on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to literally just take it out of the dirt, and we're going to put it into another pot, half of it, and the other half we'll put back into this, and we will have doubled the amount of slips we've got, plus we're going to have more spots for them to come out and grow. So the first thing I have to do is I need to, I've got garden soil in here, and then I'm going to go ahead and take my special seed mix, and I'm going to go ahead and fill this pot up with the special seed mix. As you can see, it's darker and nicer than just the plain garden soil. So we're gonna fill this up. Okay, I think that's enough, because once again we're not growing sweet potatoes in here, we're just growing the slips. It has now been a month since my last video on the sweet potato slips, and they grew out very nice. It's been a little cooler than I want it to be, and sweet potatoes grow best in the heat of summer. So they didn't grow quite as much as I thought they would, but they're fine. So what we've got is now an equal amount of soil here to grow some more slips. So the next thing I need to do is water it. And this is rainwater. I collect the rainwater. And so we want to go ahead and have this wet. So as soon as we get these potato slips out of the ground, we want to pop them in this wet soil. Now there's not a drain hole in this, so you have to be careful that you don't overwater them, because sweet potatoes will drown. They get all kinds of diseases and things like that if you put too much water. So you've got to keep the soil moist. And this soil here is moist, but you want to let it kind of dry out in between waterings, and that's the way you do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this camera up and hopefully be able to show you exactly what I'm doing here. So what I'm doing here is I'm digging up the slips, and I'm cutting the individual slips into pieces with roots and planting them. And I didn't show this because I'm going to do the exact same thing back in that other tray that I took these out of. And I thought it would be too much to show both trays being planted like this. So bear with me here, and very soon then I'm going to show the exact planting and cutting of the slips in the other tray. So here we go. Okay, so now we're going to look at this second batch. That's the one that I took the slips out of, and we're going to go ahead and dig this one out. So this was the original sweet potato that made the first slip, and it's still hanging in there down in the soil. But what we're going to do now is take this long one that I had stretched all the way around, and we're going to do the same thing we did with the other one, and plant these slips back in here, once again cutting them apart. So here's a nice slip right here. But the problem is there's no roots down here, so we're going to cut it right here so it'll make it easier for these to get nutrition. And I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to go ahead and cut them all, and then I will plant them with the camera off because this video is getting long. So once again, I just want you to see how I decide what I'm planting. So here's a slip coming. Here, these are slips here. So what I'm going to do to make sure this one gets nutrition is I'm going to cut it right here. I'm going to plant this. Okay. Then I'm coming back to the original, and I've got, let's see, this one kind of grew into a knot. So I'm going to go ahead and plant this one right here. And then I will plant, I need some roots. Okay, I got it figured out. I'm going to plant this one here. If I can get it apart. There we go. Got some nice roots on this. We'll plant it there. And then we're still looking for roots and slips. There we go. We're going to cut this one here. Then I've got this one. Nice roots at the end. I'm going to cut it here. This one, I'm going to cut this last piece. I'm going to just leave it as one piece. I've got this one, same game. I'm going to plant it as one piece. And this is the original one, all kinds of roots there, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. And like I did with the other one over here, I'm going to replant this piece of root and see if it'll make me some more slips down here on the end, because many times they will with all these roots. They'll just keep sprouting and keep making roots. Same thing with this wad of roots. Now I'm gonna just leave them in there with a little bit sticking up. Okay, so let me do this, and then I'll show you how it all looks. Okay folks, so I've got them all planted. Now I'm going to give them their final watering. Okay, I think that's sufficient water. And that's how you make dozens of sweet potato slips from one sweet potato. Look how happy these look. And these will be just as happy. Hopefully I'm gonna get more coming up out of these ends again. And I've got ends up here. And you know, it's just one of the things you can do is save a lot of money over buying these slips. Those are my Better Boy tomatoes that originally came up, and I'm keeping them nice and happy here in the greenhouse. And anyway, if you enjoy content like this, please like and subscribe. Now I'll be back before I set these out in the garden, and it'll be part 3. And I'll probably, part 3 will either be me making another tray of these slips, or it'll be me actually putting them out into the garden. I'm not really sure at this point, but there will be a part 3 to this video. So please like and subscribe, and that way you won't miss part 3 when it comes out. Happy gardening everyone, and thank you for watching.